being removed. And then we, of course, we saw this person being carried back right here. The crowd is getting very hostile around us right now. So Cher and Micah, we're going to toss it back to you for just a moment, and we'll reset, and we'll get you a better picture here in just a second.
All right, John, you get to a safer location. Again, live television right now from UCLA, and this is what the situation is there. We have been watching the UCLA campus over the last few days, and the tensions there have just been growing and growing. And now, about half an hour ago, the tensions between the pro-Palestinian camp and counter-protesters, pro-Israelis, went over to the pro-Palestinian encampment and tried to dismantle their camp, and then threw a firework at the camp as well. Started using bear spray and bear spraying some of the people over there. And then it seems that right now we have somebody that has been injured and in need of emergency care. And they have been, these people that you see with their hands up are surrounding this person who is on the ground, who is seeking emergency help. There was EMS and police that were on scene about 5-10 minutes ago, but they have left the campus. And so they are seeking for emergency help right now for this individual that is on the ground. We do not know what is wrong with this person. We do know he is alert, but he is in need of medical attention.
Yeah, and as they wait for emergency responders to arrive on scene, it looks as though from our eyewitness observation that this person is stable. The extent of the injuries we don't know. We did see violence break out, sort of like pockets of it, violence. We saw 4 or 5 people attacking one person. It lasted for maybe 10-15 seconds, and then everyone retreated. We have seen bottles thrown. We have seen fireworks aimed at the pro-Palestinian encampment. And we saw what's being described as roughly 100 people on the lawn there at Royce Quad, essentially trying to dismantle the pro-Palestinian encampment, pulling the barriers away from essentially the makeshift wall they built there with pallets, wood pallets. But again, the people that are inside that pro-Palestinian encampment remain there. And there are quite a few of them, and they outnumber by a great margin the people that have come here and essentially tried to tear down that encampment. Thus far, we've seen this one person suffering from injuries. The extent of the injuries, again, we don't know. We saw another man who looked as though he had been drenched in bear spray or pepper spray. He received a bit of attention from medics who were on scene for a very brief period before leaving. He did not get into the ambulance. He remains on scene. And as we await a law enforcement presence here, again, we can tell you that campus security here, unarmed security, retreated and took cover as this tension began to boil over. And that was roughly 20 minutes ago. Officers did eventually arrive, armed officers on scene, although only described as 2 or 3 squad cars. They were there for less than 5 minutes, and they as well left the scene. So no security, no law enforcement presence at this point. And as we look at the live picture from the left of your screen at Sky 5, Gil Levis watching things with a bird's eye view. And Gil, are you sensing a retreat, a more calming situation, or an intensifying situation?
It appears it's a little bit more of a retreat at this point. I'm going to come back to a wide shot so you get a full perspective of the entire scene here. That's Royce Hall there on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. That's the north side of the campus, and looks like some fireworks there maybe going off on the ground. So a little bit more activity there on this northeast corner, but it looked like it might have been fired into the encampment there. But
his friends arrived, it looked like with some sort of makeshift backboard, and they got him up, and and they've moved him further away from the center of all of this unrest. We didn't see exactly where they were able to take him, but we think they're trying to get him closer to EMS, who, just like police, are not on scene, have not entered.
To me, as if the crowd is starting to grow on the counter protester side. Is that what we're seeing over here? It looks.
Yeah, they actually moved in again, moved in a little closer. They have one of those metal barriers that they brought in a little closer. They were kind of grouping behind it. So it appears that they move in like that. Something happens and they retreat, regroup, and then they come back in again. So that's how it's looking right now. Here comes a cone, that person throwing a cone right into the group there. But we've seen some sticks, some water being thrown at them, and now a emergency cone that was just thrown at them as well. So a wider shot will give you a better perspective of the scene once again.
And they have not returned that we can see. No uniformed officers that we can see here on campus tonight. I don't even see any patrolling the perimeter. Severe disciplinary action or even charges.
Treated. It stopped, but